I'm Joe Reed. This is Behind the Mic with AudioFile magazine. Leslie Fine is with me. We're talking about audiobooks, and she's talking to us about audiobooks that have stayed in her mind. What are we discussing today?
Well, today we have a collection of short stories, and the title, The History of Sound, it's kind of appropriate for this audio performance because we have so many sounds. All of these stories, we have so many different narrators, and the stories are so different from one another. It's just, oh, it's a great story collection and it's a great audiobook.
And who's the author?
Our author is Ben Shattuck.
And I know there are many readers. Why don't you just give us a handful?
Sure. Well, the author himself reads a story, and we also have narrators such as Zachary Chastain, Dion Graham, Chris Cooper, Jenny Slate, Nick Offerman. It's a wide array of narrators, and they're just perfectly matched to the stories that they read.
Now, I haven't read or listened to this, but I have read reviews, and they are uniformly not just sort of good, but people are saying it's just some of the best writing they've ever read, and I can imagine with this bevy of narrators, it's probably some of the best stories people could ever listen to.
Oh, I enjoyed every one of them. They were all so different from each other. They span different time periods, different subject matter. The thing that was so funny, they're not connected short stories, but they're like linked short stories. I don't even know if that makes any sense, but there is this kind of cord that connects all of them in some way. And it just made it kind of a mystery as well as just a great listening experience. And, just kind of taking these different stories and stepping into the different plots was just a delight with all of these different narrators.
Now, I read they were kind of paired, very separate stories, but there was a story, and then the
Yes.
second story would in some way deepen the first or give it a twist or change a perspective in some way.
Yeah, they were largely paired, and then some of them kind of looped back around. It was just so smart, like just really clever how it was constructed and how they were all put together.
And they're all set in New England.
Yes.
Okay. Should we listen to some?
We certainly can, just to give you a step into the text. Chris Cooper is the narrator of this excerpt, and this is the title story, The History of Sound. And the protagonist of the story, Lionel, is offering a little introduction to a significant memory from his youth.
Okay. This is The History of Sound. It's by Ben Shattuck, and we'll hear from Christopher Cooper reading the title story.
I was 17 when I met David back in 1916. Now I don't very much care to count my age. It's April 1984 here in Cambridge. White puffballs that must be some sort of seed pod have been floating by the window above my writing desk for days now, collecting on the sidewalk like first snow. My doctor suggests that I write this story down due to the recent sleeplessness that started when a package from a stranger arrived at my house. A box of 25 wax phonograph cylinders sent from Brunswick, Maine. A letter taped to the box read, "I saw you on television. I admire your work. These are yours. I found them when cleaning out the house we bought. Of the 3 books I've written on American folk music, with moderate success and thus the television interviews, I've never written about that summer with David. So, here we are."
Wow, both that voice and the story are so inviting. I felt myself leaning forward, as I was listening to it.
Oh, his voice is so great.
And I appreciate we're not hearing an obvious New England accent too.
I'm thinking back over the various titles, the accents that we have are just they're very natural. It really is, as you said, it's the writing and these voices. The way they're matched to the story is just amazing.
Okay, this is just shot to the top of my list.
Oh, I hope you like it. I just loved it.
That is The History of Sound by Ben Shattuck, and it's read by multiple narrators, including Paul Mescal, Dion Graham, Nick Offerman, and Chris Cooper. Leslie, thank you. I will talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you.